What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily, and I got my beautiful albino, green, hypo, granite Burmese python male that I produced here 2 years ago. And this is I think my only holdback that I've kept so far of all the snakes I've produced. I just loved him. He's like a solid yellow. He's patternless. He's so tame. He's got gorgeous eyes. I just love it, and it's not like a dirty yellow. It's like a really vibrant, like orangey yellow. You don't really see the granite pattern, obviously, because the green has kind of reduced it. But if you look closely, you can kind of catch a little bit of granity. There's kind of like speckling or flecking in here, I should say. And he's just like so clean looking. That's very rarely you see a berm that's such a clean looking, patternless snake with such a nice rich color to it. So once again, berms is something that I really love a lot of. You can't have a million berms because obviously they're big snakes. They need a lot of, they take up so much room. 6 berms, you can probably put 100 ball pythons where you have 6 berms, full grown ones that is. So we're going to be looking at some of the pairings that I'm doing this year. We're going to take a look at the pieds. And I'm going to put one of the pied males in with one of the females. Last week or 2 weeks ago, he was in with the other sister. I have 2 sisters that are up to breeding size. They'll be going in together. And this guy could have gone into the rotation this year, but I didn't. I didn't put him in. I don't know. He's big, but he's not that big. I put his 2 parents together again to repeat that breeding. Maybe next year he'll go. If he goes back to his mama, we're going to produce a lot of snakes like him. So I kind of like the variation right now, but. This guy's more of like a pet for me. He's like kind of like the mascot of my snake room. Eventually, I'd like to build like another building. I have a property next door, and build like a whole berm room just for Burmese pythons, and he'll be like the centerpiece attraction in a big display cage. That's my goal, at least, because he's just like a sweetheart. I mean, he's got such a good personality. He's the kind of snake and I don't do this because you could get bit by any snake, but I could just go in and reach in and grab him. He's never in a bad mood. Certainly wouldn't do it around feeding time, but he's just like a great temperamental snake, and he's got a good disposition, and he likes being held, and that's a lot of people just want a big snake for a pet. And if you have the room and you can provide the caging for these guys, the males stay a little smaller than the females. It's really a great pet. I mean, you don't overfeed them so they stay healthy. You give them the right, husbandry. You clean them up regularly. You give them fresh water. Feed them once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on the prey. I give smaller prey items more frequently, and you're gonna have a great snake. So anyway, let's go in and take a look and see what we're gonna be breeding this year. We're looking right at my pied Burmese python, who's sitting very peacefully, but he's not going to be there for long because I'm going to take him out. I'm going to put him with one of his girlfriends that he's going to be breeding with this year. That's that time. He's going to be going in with this albino het pied female I have that seems to be at the right size. And he's a little smaller, which is fine. I like to keep the males a little smaller. They're smaller anyway by nature. He's not going to be happy. He'll probably be a little cranky when I first take him out. And then we'll get him into that cage and we'll put him in there. And then her sister is down there and she'll go next. She already had him in there once and I didn't see any breeding behavior. So he's going to get a chance to go with, he's got Swiss sisters. This guy's got it made. The good looking guys they always get the best girls, right? All right, so here we go. Whenever you take out a big berm, you gotta be careful. So you open up the cage. He's gonna definitely blow air. I'm gonna touch him with the stick. This is stick training 101. I'm letting him know there's no food. I'm not feeding him. He doesn't have to bite me. He doesn't have to be scared. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab him because he seems like he's in a decent mood, even though he's blowing air. Okay, and he's gonna go in with his girlfriend. Okay. He's going in with the girl, and berms pretty much, you don't have to pretty much worry about like attacking and behavior like that. They're pretty good. So he's a little mad that I just took him out and woke him up, but I'll leave him in with his girlfriend now, and we'll see if we get any breeding behavior a little later today. We'll keep an eye on that. And once again, this is one of the most exciting pairings I have, the pied with the albino head pieds. So we want to produce some pied babies this year, hopefully. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for them out there. This is my pairing I've done the last 2 years. This is my Hypo Granite, bred to Hypo Granite. They're both het for albino and het for green. They love each other, these guys. And hopefully we'll get some cool babies. I still have babies from last year that I still have to sell. They've been slowing. They're on Morph Market. I have a bunch of Hypo Granites that are 66%ers for albino and green. These guys are awesome. They're really... These snakes, believe it or not, when I first got them, were a little frisky. And you know what? They turned into like a really, really nice looking pairing. I'll show you the glass is a little dirty, so they're all wrapped up. They're not locked or anything like that, but they'll breed when they want to. You know, I don't need to keep. They pretty much know what to do at this point. When they lay on top of each other like this, that means they like each other, and they're probably doing breeding behavior maybe during the night or something like that. I'm not catching it, but I'll catch a lock here and there. So anyway, we're gonna leave these guys alone. They're a good size. I'm not gonna feed them probably for another 4 or 5 weeks, and then I'll separate them and, you know, offer some food. But for the most part, when the berms are big enough, I'll just leave them 6 to 8 weeks, no food, just leave them together. Now here's my Champagne berm. She's a Champagne, actually het albino, and she's in shed, deep shed. You can see her eyes really blue. And she was a terrible eater originally. When she was little, she was just she would only eat small prey, and I don't think she's going to be up to breeding size this year. I just don't think she's going to have enough size in her, unless she goes a little later in the season. We'll see. I'll probably wait till next year. I don't need that. I don't need 100 berm babies anyway. So I already have 3 pairings going. I'll probably wait till next year. But she's gorgeous. She's doing so well. I really like this girl a lot, and you know, she's been getting better as she gets older, and so. You've seen her before. I've had her out once again. So as far as berm projects go, she'll go with the albino Champagne, which I'll show you over here. That's my albino Champagne, who's gorgeous. Let me turn this little thing off here. It's making noise. Albino Champagne berm is probably one of the nicest albinos I've seen. I mean, he's just got so much contrast in there, and there's like it's just a different looking albino, and he's going to be the papa, so they'll go next year. You know, they just didn't grow as much. They seem like I would almost think that they were like dwarf berm. They didn't grow as fast as the other ones usually do, and that's okay. Small berms are good berms. The smaller the better, as far as I'm concerned. It's the snake that's cool. They're all going to get big, you know, but I don't need a monster berm in my collection. I'll take just a big berm. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. You know, quick hit on a Monday here. Mondays tend to be busy, you know, for all of us, for that matter. And so I wanted to just show you some of the berm stuff I got going on. I hadn't put the male in with the female. He was in shed, and so now he's kind of shed out, and he looked great. So pied's in with the albino het pied. Let's keep our fingers crossed that at least one of the sisters goes this year. Of course, my repeat pairing of the Hypo Granite to Hypo Granite, both double het for albino green. Hopefully we'll be successful again. We always get a good 13 to 15 eggs from that female, which is perfect. I don't want any more than that. And that's how we produce this guy. And we'll see that. And then the Champagne project, as you saw, is going to probably be next year. I'm not pushing it this year. There's no reason to. I don't need 1 million berms. Although the albino Champagnes are gorgeous, we'll probably go with them next year. Unless that female decides, you know, if I start seeing, you know, behavior, and maybe I'll now that I have my ultrasound machine up and working, maybe I'll ultrasound her and see what her follicles are looking like. So if she's got follicles, maybe I'll put the male in. We'll see. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. It's only December. I also want to give a huge shout out to my good friend, Tom Reagan, who's my mentor in terms of Burmese Python breeding. He's done some great stuff with berms. And I've been his mentor in terms of working out and getting in shape. So he had found 2 Herpstat 4 thermostats that he had laying around his house, and he sent them to me. It was the best Christmas gift I've gotten from anyone this year. Thank you, Tom. Really, really nice and very thoughtful of you. You know, I love Tom. He's a great guy, and he's always there if I have questions for him, and he knows I'm always there for him as well. So once again, thank you for the great Christmas gift. 2 Herpstat 4s. That's 8 cages I can control. Or I'm gonna use it for my 2 Freedom Breeder racks I just got. I'm gonna use two zones for each rack. I could be a big shot now because I got the Herpstat 4s. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great day. Hopefully you're planning your holiday seasons. And if you guys are looking for any great Christmas gifts, hit me up. I don't have everything listed, but if you see stuff in these videos that I don't have up on Morph Market, you can always contact me directly. A lot of you do. And I'm more than willing to get on the phone with you and talk to you, or email, text, either way. But hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. You won't want to miss a video. We'll see you tomorrow morning.